back. I'm not saying somebody who claims to have your back, but somebody who truly has your back, whether you're up or down, good or bad, right or wrong, in season and out of season. That type of ride or die person that's in your life that will call you to the carpet of accountability when you should be called to it. But at the same time of admonishing you, they will also encourage you, because even the shepherd himself has a rod and a staff.
That's right.
We got to have balance in our lives.
That's good.
Because two are better than one. If I fall, then I can count on you to pick me up. Because sometimes, even though we start out a certain way, we may slip and we may stumble and we may fall. But to have somebody that will catch you, that will help break the fall.
That's true.
So when we look at gazing, gazing means to intently look upon, to firmly fix your eyes upon. Gazing. But to glance means to simply take a quick look or a brief look at something.
Come on.
Now, I will pull this particular metaphor for you, class of 2017, as it relates to the rearview mirror. And I'm going to take you down a journey because it was very new to me. I didn't understand, brother, until I began to research. Where did the rearview mirror begin in time? Who invented the rearview mirror? Can we get some type of evidence on who invented this? Well, Rehoboth happened to be the first winner of the Indy 500, which took place back in 1911. In 1911 was the first Indianapolis 500. Now, there were 40 cars that lined up for the Indy 500.
All right.
That averaged 74.6 miles an hour. Now, that's laughable today when you have Dale Jr., you have Casey Kane, and all. I don't know how many race fans up in here. I know that this is the South, but when you are going 200 miles an hour, and then you begin to look at when they first started out 75 miles an hour, but 75 miles an hour was still fast if you get hit.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
If you endure trauma.
That's right.
So here we see that there were 39 cars or 39 racers that said, you know what, we're going to protest Rehoboth because he's supposed to follow protocol just like us.
Wow.
Well, what was the protocol? The protocol was that there was not only the driver, but right behind the driver in a cockpit type of soapbox derby car, not like the cars that we drive today, where you have the driver and right beside him you have the passenger, and then behind you have those that are sitting in the back seat. Well, back in 1900s, you had the driver, and sitting right behind him in the Indy 500 was referred to as the riding mechanic. Now, the riding mechanic was there for a specific reason. The riding mechanic was there to periodically look behind to see if there was impending danger.
All right.
The riding mechanic was there for no other reason but to be the second pair of eyes for the driver as he looks forward or pressed toward the mark for the prize of the high calling.
All right.
But the one who sat behind him, the riding mechanic, will look behind him to see if, in fact, there's a flat tire. If, in fact, there's low on fuel and we have got to refuel. Which, in terms, he was responsible to get out of the cockpit and run across into the infield, risking his life to be smashed to pieces by an oncoming car going at 74.6 miles an hour. Hit him dead on, he would die.
All right.
And he would have to go and retrieve the fuel and bring it back to refuel the vehicle.
Say it.
He was also responsible, the riding mechanic, to make sure that nobody was tailgating in such a way that it would hit the car, hit the rear bumper. So the rider mechanic was very needful during that time, but not according to Rehoboth. In spite of protesters, in spite of riders and drivers saying that he needs to comply like we comply and have two people on board, including ourselves.
Come on.
Rehoboth did something monumental.
Come on.
He invented the rearview mirror.
That's it.
What happened when he got this glorious idea when he was a chauffeur for Montgomery Ward. It was a department store back in the day. That's before my time. I don't even remember Montgomery Ward. I remember Kmart. I know Walmart. Okay. Well, some of us understand Montgomery Ward. but he was the you're still young and hot, Doctor. But he was the chauffeur for Montgomery Ward. And what he saw was amazing. This is why we have to pay attention. There could be millionaires sitting right here today. Hello?
Yes,
There can be billionaires sitting on talents and gifts that God has given you. Why take it to the grave? The grave cannot praise God. The grave cannot benefit. Amen. And so what he saw was so monumental. He saw, while chauffeuring Montgomery Ward, a horse and buggy, and the driver had a long pole similar to this particular microphone stand, and on the end of it had a small piece of glass that he used it to look behind him.
Wow.
Now, years later, he's under protest. He refused to have the extra baggage in his life on board as he journeyed through life. So what he did, he remembered what he saw. And so now he began to contrive a mirror. He carved it out, placed it in the casement, and he mounted it on his dashboard. Hence, we see the beginning or the genesis of the rearview mirror.
That's good.
There was no need to have someone on board.
Come on.
You know, sometimes in life, it's good to have, again, a ride or die person, that is an accountability to our lives, because there's life beyond the cap and gown.
That's right.
But sometimes we have individuals in our lives that's more of a hindrance than help.
Come on.
Sometimes in our lives we have individuals that are there for the express purpose to sabotage, as a saboteur, the very things that God has purposed for you to do in life.
That's true.
Because they're going nowhere, and they're going to make sure that you join them and going nowhere fast. These are clowns and puppets for the enemy. So therefore, it behooves us to understand to surround ourselves with individuals that's going somewhere, that have their head on tight, that strive for the very high things in life, because they know that it's more than just making it. It's more than just being here on the earth. But even Jesus said, "Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven." So here, one of the reasons why Ray Harone won the Indianapolis 500, because there are a couple of reasons. Number one, because he didn't have extra body weight.
All right.
He didn't have to worry about carrying body weight that was a hindrance to his velocity, and also was a hindrance to his second reason, his aerodynamics.
Wow.
He was closer to the ground, and therefore that the very wind had to come around him and not up under him, which allowed him to have a better agility on the road, better handling on the road of life, versus his counterparts who had a box type of car. And they didn't have any kind of aerodynamics. And so any kind of wind would just throw them to the left or throw them to the right. I mean, have we ever been there before? That we're carrying so much dead weight, it may be family members. Am I just talking to myself? It may be friends or frenemies. It may be individuals that want you to carry them all through life. They ain't going nowhere, and they want to make sure that you join them, but at the same time, they see the potential in you.
That's right.
They see the Christ likeness in you. They see the gifts and the talents that God has given you, so they're like leeches. They want to leech themselves to you and suck the very resources out of you. Therefore, you can remain with them in Lodabar with no communication, going nowhere fast.
That's right.
So therefore, Ray Harone won the Indianapolis 500. He didn't gaze at the rearview mirror. He glanced. He glanced and looked at where he came from, but he stayed focused on the windshield. There's a reason why in technology that the rearview mirror is small. In Ray Harone's instance, The dynamics or the dimensions rather of this mirror was 3 by 8. Very small, but it got the job done.
Yeah.
He didn't have to worry about the extra weight. There's a reason why that rearview mirrors are smaller than your windshield.
Oh.
There's a reason why. It's designed that way. And also, it's designed in this particular way that your rearview mirror is not embedded in your windshield.